Hey, it's Josh Smith here. I'm at Seymour Duncan, and I'm super excited to be talking about my new Flat 5 pickup set available through the custom shop. I've worked really hard on these, as have everybody here at Seymour Duncan, just like I did on the guitar, and I'm so proud of the pickups in this guitar, and it's great now that people will be able to get these pickups standalone and try them out, because I really think they're just incredible T-style pickups. So a couple years ago, Ibanez reached out to me about making a signature guitar with them, and of course I was completely honored and honestly floored. I'd been playing the same guitar made by a gentleman named Bill Chapin for about 20 years. A black T-style guitar, looked very similar to this. It was, Bill's a little one-man operation. He's a genius builder, but I had people wanting guitars like mine, and this was just such a win-win situation to work with such a great company like Ibanez. So when we started getting into the specs and realizing that the pickups that had been in my Chapin were pretty unique because Bill wound them by hand, specifically not just for that guitar but for me, so I knew I had to find somebody to make pickups that would do what those pickups did. And there's some interesting things in this bridge pickup that make it unique and make it sound the way it does for me. This is a bridge pickup that if you use your technique and your hands and the way you pick and change your volume, you can almost live on that bridge pickup exclusively. It's so dynamic, and that was very important to me that we nailed that, and they did. I was a Strat guy most of my childhood, and my heroes, a lot of them were Strat guys. I had a lot of Tele heroes back then too, but I thought I was this Strat guy, right? Dyed in the wool. And then I finally got my first good Telecaster. Man, everything clicked, and I realized I had been a Tele guy in denial my whole life until I had found that guitar. No guitar is as versatile as a Telecaster or a T-style guitar, while also being as simple. And I think that's part of the magic about these style of guitars. There's not a lot to this guitar. There's 2 pickups. There's no contours on this body. It's hard. It's slightly uncomfortable. There's only 3 saddles for 6 strings. Intonation is never 100% perfect, no matter what anybody says. They're fooling you. But that's what makes them so magic. They're explosive and dynamic, and it's by far the only guitar that I would take to a jazz gig, a rock gig, a country gig, a soul, R&B gig, a blues gig, and feel comfortable. This guitar I could take anywhere in the world, and I know it will fit the bill. Telecaster neck pickups, unlike a Strat, they're always a little weaker, a little bassier. So I wanted this to be a very much traditional Telecaster neck pickup because you need that to get the combination sound, but I also just wanted slightly more oomph. So like here, the neck by itself, got the clarity and a little bit more gain than like a very, very traditional vintage Tele pickup, but it still sounds like a Tele and gives you that combination. That's just what I like out of a Telecaster neck pickup, because without that, you don't get this in the middle. And then the bridge pickup, my bridge pickup is slightly fatter than a standard Tele. Some Teles will take your head off, of course, we know this, and that's a good thing. I think people get a little afraid of treble. I'm not afraid of treble, but I also want to have dynamics and a little bit of oomph when I'm playing with dirt. This bridge pickup isn't super hot, it's just kind of hot enough, and it's a little fatter than the average one. The most special thing about these pickups and this guitar is this bridge pickup. It's just incredibly dynamic, and that's what I was used to with my old guitar, and that's what we had to nail, and we nailed that. All right, let's talk about the specs of these pickups. So like I said, when we tore apart my Chapin guitar, we realized that the magnets were slightly unique for a Telecaster style guitar. So we have Alnico 3 in the neck pickup. Man, it just has this sweetness to it, like you heard, and it just gave me that kind of little bit of oomph. One thing you'll hear me say a lot is I'm trying to eliminate compression. I think of compression very much as an effect, so I don't want it in my bass room and rig and tone. I want to bring it in when I need it and dial it up when I want more compression, because not that it's an enemy, but it is the enemy of dynamics in your normal playing and range. You want all of that dynamic range. And something about that Alnico 3 seems to sound very clear to me. And then you get to the bridge pickup. Number one, it had to be flat pole to get the sound right. We've got mixed magnets here with Alnico 2 and Alnico 4, which again is a pretty unique mix of Alnico magnets in a Telecaster style pickup. And it gives you that sound you just heard, where the low strings are fat and the high strings are fat, but still twangy, which I think is difficult to do. It's like if you go for twang, sometimes that's all you get. But this mixing of the magnets on the Telecaster, all of that put together give you that extreme dynamic range, which again is what I'm looking for with every piece of gear. And these pickups just, they came out really great. And it didn't take, that many revisions to get it right. The team here did such a great job. I trust my ears too. I played that guitar for so long. And when it got to the point where I could just in a blindfold test not really tell the difference tonally, I could only tell the difference based on which guitar I was holding, because I know that which one feels, it was like, well, that guitar I've been playing for 20 years. But when I couldn't really tell the difference tonally, it was like, okay, we're there. Like we hit the mark. So you can get these pickups now, the Flat 5 pickups, available at Sweetwater. The first 50 exclusively through Sweetwater, and I signed every one of them. I can't wait to hear people start using these pickups in their guitars, because I just really think they're excellent T-style pickups. You won't be disappointed.